You must be off today. Why you that sorry? What? What you need? What you need? Smoothies, yeah, but you have to throw up. My stomach can be bubbling. Yeah. That's why I say you got it all in the mind. Heal. Relax. Get big. Get big. Yes, you are. Yes, y'all can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
I had an interview this morning.
You did?
Yeah.
Where?
At Elements.
What's that?
It's a massage place.
What else?
You go by the ice cream right down.
See?
And you know where I said massage is?
By where you work?
No, where we go to.
What time?
No, I already talked to them.
Oh, what they say?
That's why I was doing the
today?
Because I was on the phone.
See?
Yeah. They said, because I told them that I want to start in January. And I said, I just need time to transition and feel better since I told them about the car accident.
Yeah.
They said, great. Our massage therapists only do massages. They don't focus on anything else. They let the front desk do everything. We don't have to worry about selling any memberships. And
that's right.
So it was just a good interview.
Yeah.
So
keep going. Shit, that's what it's about. Peace, peace.
Oopsie,
you good? This live. I mean, real life. Live. You good? This ain't no ready, copy, paste. I told y'all this real life. Peace to everyone. Peace to everyone. Got my new little office set up, you know. Yeah, family hooked me up. Got my nice little gaming chair. Got me a little desk. My family love me, man. Chair go. Let me recline. Let me lift my chair up. See, it's just simple stuff with me, man. Cause I can get everything else. All the love I give back, I want the same love in return. That's all. And so I give gratitude to those that love me, man. Just like I was sharing with my muftis, I had my Morris Ball the first year. Somebody stole my camera. And I was hoping my muftis get me a new camera because I don't like surprises. But someone got me a camera that's not even a member of STU, someone that followed me. And they heard me talking about it. And they was like, that's fucked up, Sheik, that someone stole your camera.
They stole my idea.
You know, from your meet and greet. And somebody bought me a camera. And they were like, your Nobles didn't buy you a new camera? I was like, no. And he was like, I'm buying you a new camera because that's fucked up. And so I give gratitude to those that give gratitude to me. All the work that I do, I give gratitude. I really do. I really do, man. I give gratitude. Yep, I give mucho gracias. Mucho gracias, Morris, on this beautiful day. If y'all like the teachings, everybody, if I have the same people, ain't nothing wrong to give a small donation to what you love. But man, my message today, I want to talk a lot of current events because I really don't do it too much. But NBCs live like they in National Geographics. NBCs, Negro, blacks, and colored are living like we own National Geographics. I'm gonna give you an analogy. You know how in the jungle, in the wild, you might see a gazelle with the baby gazelle, and it might be prancing on and out of the goddamn trees come a goddamn pack of wild fucking hyenas, or a lion, or a cheetah, whatever. And not only, at first it eats the baby, but then it attacks the mom or the father or whatever. And that's in the jungle. That's how they live. I understand that. That's how that's created. That's why they say the Negro is a beast. That's why the Europeans say a Negro is the beast. Because Black Lives Matter to who?
Everybody with black people.
And then the reason why I say that, look what's happening. See, I know what Kearney is. Look what happened to the little young rapper dude. Nobody knew about PND Rock, whatever his name, too much until he died. Then you got to die for people to love you. This man died. His fucking music is selling. Ain't that a bitch?
That's what always happens.
And then, but look who killed him. You know who killed him? A father and a son. They thought it was some other stuff. We only prey on our own people. We look at our people like food, and that's fucked up. That's a beast. I don't like no dumbass niggas. What's worse than one nigga? Two of them ugly fucks.
Bad enough for being killed.
Talk about Black Lives Matter. To who? Because all I've been seeing is niggas killing each other. Black Lives Matter. I mean, we live in the National Geographic. Do you think I want to be around any NBCs or a whole bunch of dumbass Moors? Talk about they some sovereign citizens. Here you go. National Geographic. Look, talk about check in. We killing each other. That and like a lot of other people say, they don't make no other artists check in. Garth Brooks don't check in. God damn it. Who else? Justin Bieber, all of them. We only do this to our own people. That's some sick shit. Talk about the Mexicans do it, the this do it. I don't give a fuck what other race do it. Damn it, we shouldn't do it. That's cultural genocide through fucking music. That shit ain't popular. Genocide of your brother. You want to snatch somebody's necklace. I'm popping off the dribble. I ain't saying no names. You step up me too close, I'm an American. I'm popping. That's why I tell my empresses, you better carry your pistol. I mean it, because a nigga run up on me, I'm popping. Just flat out, and I'm defending myself. I'm standing my ground. Talk about Black Lives Matter. To who? Negroes living like National Geographics. They looking at their own brothers and sisters like a gazelle, like a lion prey on a gazelle. That's messed up. But Black Lives Matter, huh? To who? Look how we disrespect each other. Look at all these niggas killing each other over a chain. Talking about people want to eat. Eat what? A fucking necklace? You want to take not only a person's life, destroy your life. That shit's sick. Talk about something, check in. A whole bunch of old fucking fools. Huh?
Especially in Chicago.
Yeah. They don't make no European check in. Like, this shit is crazy to me. We only do this to our own people. Talk about culture. That ain't no culture. That's genocide. Listen to what's his name, Crazy Bone. He on YouTube. He talking about it. This shit is planned. Our music wasn't like this. This shit was planned. It happened in the early 2000s. That shit switched. Niggas want a starter. This what the rappers get, a starter kit, a dumbass watch, and a necklace. Man, I get that. Man, you supposed to have that shit on your own. And that's what we dying for, a necklace. These diamonds ain't worth shit. I know, I deal with jewelry. I deal with people in New York. Diamonds ain't worth shit. You buy your wife a big-ass diamond, go try to sell it as soon as you buy it. That motherfucker ain't worth shit. I know, diamonds is trash. We just like shiny shit. So just say that. Because we ain't dealing with no Colton. We ain't dealing with no nothing that's real that'll do something. Diamonds ain't shit. I'm telling you, ask any real diamond person. Listen, let me tell you how they scam Negroes. Oh, these VVS diamonds. Okay, say you got VVS diamonds back then, where they say, oh, some new VVS diamonds. That's bullshit. VVS is the same. I don't give a fuck if you bought them 20 goddamn years ago. Fuck you mean? Cultural genocide. National Geographics. We killing each other through our music. Yeah. Yeah, we living like a goddamn National Geographic. Yes, sir. Here you go. Yep. This shit is sad. Everybody talk about this police, that. You can't even go nowhere. You go somewhere, you look too right, the nigga talk about check in. Oh yeah, you should go to this place. Europeans be going to them places all day, nothing happening. But we go somewhere, we get killed. Oh man, you gotta check in. With who? That shit crazy. We don't own nothing. We talk about check in, cultural genocide. Negroes killing each other. Black lives matter to who? Because I wait. They want to talk all that police shit. All I've been saying is niggas killing niggas. Goofy niggas going out shooting people. But what we gonna do? What we gonna do? These are our own babies. Then these women, my baby, your baby a killer. Or my son, your son doing B&Es. You talk about your son basketball. I know your crazy ass son. This nigga doing B&Es. Somebody gonna blow his fucking head off. You don't know who the gangsters and who the good kids because they all look alike. I'm telling you, this shit done got out of fucking hand. And ain't nobody gonna say nothing. My baby. And then look at the dumbass dads. The dad and the son. That from what the reports say, a father and a son killed that boy, Chicago, what's his name? PMD Rock. That's what the news said. And it wasn't no Europeans. It wasn't no motherfucking KKK. Motherfucking dumbass nigga and his son. Here you go. Killed the man over his necklace. Or whatever the fuck. Who you gonna sell that shit to? Who you gonna sell them blood diamonds to? That shit crazy. That shit crazy. And that's why another reason why I moved out of my city, Flint, Michigan. When my brother was murdered, killed Jelani Goodman Bay, that was the last straw for me. I already have lost a lot of my family members and friends. I lost my best friend, Michael Blackmore, going to the 8th grade. Goofy ass nigga blew his head off he was coming from work at it was called Spartans, Kessels back in the day on Ballinger. Had a little punk ass check. He ain't nothing but stacking groceries. A dumbass nigga come pop my boy, kill him. My best friend, Michael Blackmore. Then the same nigga, I don't know how he got out, pop my boy K-Don. My boy Nicalis Brown had his head all fucked up. Then my cousin Miguel Swain get murdered. Right in front of my homie house. My homie Mikeville house. Right in front, in his van reversed. Everybody don't act like know what happened. Then the house that my cousin got killed in front of, Mikeville, his brother, Marlinville, got killed by the police in front of me and my dad. Everybody in the hood on West Patterson. The police followed him in the basement and popped him. Yeah. Then years later, his brother, his older brother, my friend, Mikeville, which is Marlinville brother that got killed by the police, he got killed by his own fucking brother. Huh? And I ain't talking about all the eulogies I've done as being a divine minister in my city of Flint. I ain't talking about all the motherfuckers, kids I had to go bury. I don't even talk about that shit. I used to go out and went home doing eulogies and shit. I don't talk about it. I love to go home and do unions. When my homies be like, man, I want you to do my union. He was like, I might not be able to do more science like that, but I want you to do my union. I'm doing it. Why would they go let a European or somebody that they don't know a God, man, do their union? I'll do your union. But Black Lives Matter to who? I'll wait. Our own people to take us out. I got brothers that I love, but we ain't on the same level, and it is what it is. I'm not with cultural genocide. I'm not with nobody ride with no rap talk about all these the young kids I'm producing, and they talk about is killing guns. I'm not with that. How can I be a God man and teaching life, and I'm a ride and cool with these young kids preaching death, and I know words and spells, and then if you're not living like that, you bringing that shit upon you. So here it is, your young son. A lot of men be on internet, older men, talk about they Moors and got all this righteous stuff, but then they sons are some goddamn genocide rappers. Oh yeah, my son a rapper. And I look at this son rapper, he talking about guns and killing and fentanyl and bodies. Man, you got to be crazy. I'll smack you before I smack your son. Because the father supposed to be teaching the son. The father supposed to be teaching the son some shit. You would think. I mean, Black Lives Matter to who, y'all? Hey, cuz, here you go. Black Lives Matters to who? I always ask people that. I want you to cut the front of this for me. I always ask my people that. Because that's a serious question. Because if acting white is smart, then what the hell is acting black? Dumb as shit. I don't know why I didn't give it to you. Black Lives Matter to who, y'all? Just like my noble Malik was telling me, he was at work. And my noble worked at an airport. And a brother, he said, the brother parents might know his parents or they grew up in the same area or whatever. And the brother will call him, a nigga. And Noble like, man, I'm not a nigga. And we always be disrespectful to our people. Instead of you saying, hey, my bad, because my Noble don't identify as no nigga. He's like, hey man, don't call me a nigga. Our people don't say, oh, my bad, bro, or Noble or whatever. What? And then trying to get her under their breath. That's what I be saying. How we look at each other as the fucking enemy. If I say, man, hey bro, hey man, I don't identify as nigga. You should be mad and have enough respect not only for me but for your fucking self to be like, hey brother, I apologize. We won't even do that shit. We try to get all hard, but your punk ass be around the European. Well, oh yes, sir, master, yes sir, yes boss. Your punk ass get in trouble, get a court appointed attorney, all that dumb shit. That's why I be saying, man, Black Lives Matter to who? Black Lives Matter to who? Shit, we don't see each other in more and be like, oh, peace mode. We be all on some dumb shit. Europeans laughing at us, especially Moors, with all that dumb shit. National Geographics. I told y'all, Negroes act like we in the fucking jungle, like you preying on your own brothers like gazelles and the baby gazelles. That shit is terrible. And then more to be like, man, we all need to be a place. I said, listen, you can take all fucking Negroes, Moors, whatever you want to, put their ass on the island, and it's gonna be motherfucking killing and murdering off the fucking dribble. I've done these motherfucking synopses at prisons, at men prisons, at women prisons, especially at Thumb Correctional Facility. When I used to be stay in Michigan, I used to go to Thumb Correctional Facility and lecture and do unions and lecture to all different type of people. I'll do this shit with men, and I'll set it up to where I'll leave for about like 15, 20 minutes, walk around, come back. The whole object of it is for all the brothers to come together and not get in splinter groups, but to understand the analogy. If an enemy came in, all of us will have to be one nation. Man, I come back, them Negroes all in splinter motherfucking groups. You got 3 goofy ass clowns over here. You got 4 dumb ass niggas over here. You got 3 over here. You got a couple over there. I said, man, so if somebody came in want to take us all out, we fucked up. I do the same thing with the women. You know what happens? They in that motherfucker hugging. They in that motherfucker singing. Then that motherfucker talking about kids, they exchange numbers, everything. That's what I want when I do the analogy of the thought process of the man and woman. Think about that aspect a little bit. Think about it. And we not no crabs in the bucket. That's a fake analogy. Because crabs in the ocean, they stand up on each other and help motherfucker eat, and then the motherfucker eat come back down and they go up. They make sure they eating. So I don't want to hear that dumb analogy. They always get us with some dumb shit. Just like, oh, I want to be a jack of all trades. Well, I'd rather be a jack of all trades, but a master of none. But oftentimes better than a master of. Come on, man. Who be giving y'all these dumbass analogies? Our own people. Black lives matter to who? Somebody tell me. Because I'm from a city where it's all black people. And I just broke down lies. I mean, come on. So what we talking about? When you step out the house, you got to be worried of a nigga killing you? There you go. Because we Moors. We live a Moors culture. We supposed to love each other. That's what I thought. Love, truth, peace, freedom, justice, my 2 cents, health, and wealth. We shouldn't have a problem with our brother. Because the European don't have a problem with me. The European don't see me or you as a fucking enemy. That's the heart. Your own people see you as an enemy. So why would I want to be in an area in the jungle and I ain't no fucking animal? Tell me, why would I want to be in the community with all my people and them niggas animals? If just imagine like my mom and my sister and them, they'd be like, I'm glad you're in Arizona. Imagine if I was driving my old school cars in the city of Flint and I'm an older man. I have to be out in other parts of the city where I be with people like me that don't look like me to do regular shit. To do regular shit. And our own people act like it's boasting. But when I'm around regular people, it's like, that's who you are. Because we accept the worst of us. Negroes happy to be on fucking welfare. Section 8 trying to scam all the time. That ain't living. So, get in my room. That ain't living, y'all. We supposed to, life is, the glory of a young man is his strength. But the wisdom of an older man is the grays on his hair, the gray on his beard. What I'm saying, if you live, you're supposed to see something. You're supposed to know something. You're supposed to teach the children. The sun's supposed to shine on the sun, not dim them. Somebody talk to me, man. Cultural genocide. And then when it comes to this Moorish shit, look at our people. We'll scam our own people. We'll sit up and scam our own people all day fucking long. Oh, take this class. Take my class. But for this money, you can get some fake ass, magic ass, goddamn fairyland line of credit you don't have to pay back. And that's what people want. Only people that get scammed is the ones that got scammed written across their face. They can't come with me with that. I show them all they fucking comments where they pay for them at. Man, I told y'all, man, the stuff be too simple. This should be elementary, my friend. I told y'all, I knew prisoners, man, that can talk so slick, know so many words, and then laugh like, man, I don't believe none of the shit I just told this nigga. They study to scam people. That's why a liar and a criminal and a scam artist can't come to a God, because a God already know they vibration, they coming. So they can't even say none of that shit to them. I guarantee you, it be that simple. Because it ain't man-made wisdom, it's God wisdom. I'm telling you. And that man-made wisdom shit, when you come to God, man, that shit be bullshit. Because it's written in the stars. That's why when they come with trash, no weapon will prosper. Now, I ain't say it wouldn't form, and you don't turn your back on that shit, but you call a fucking liar a liar. A charlatan. I don't care how you dressed up. See, Moors will be talking this goofy shit right here. Cancel corporate debt. This right here get Moors ass handed to him. I told y'all, and more, there's so many damn scams today, a whole bunch of poor people. This right here, I'm telling you, is nothing. But most of our people, our scam artists, this is what they get into, and then be in super, super trouble. Take all this shit out of context. Listen. Now, and this came out in 2010. Listen clearly to the preface. Clearly, this information is offered for educational. Oh, it didn't say legal or lawful purposes. It said educational purposes only, not to be taken as legal advice. These statements might be true or false. And I'm not even going to jump in all this, because I already illuminated all this and to make it make sense for a person, and it be done. So people are going on YouTube, see somebody hold this book up, see a person hold up some money, do what the rappers do, the money bin, and say, hold up this book and say, I cancel corporate debt. And Negroes be in their inbox, hundreds and thousands of people. I say, y'all got to be the craziest people I ever seen in the world. Gotta be. So Black Lives Matters to who? Because all we do is scam our own people. I told y'all wisdom is not popular. If black is stupid and all that, then what is white? Smart, educated? I told y'all, I ain't black. And we diss education and wisdom. And I say, then what your kid want to aspire to? Because I know they don't want to aspire to none of these goofy ass Moors that call themselves some sovereign citizens or some goddamn G.I. Joe security on the side. Dressed up like a motherfucking, what's my man name on G.I. Joe? Sergeant Slaughter. They dressed up like Sergeant Slaughter every day. Man, ain't nobody got time for that. You ain't doing nothing. And it ain't no disrespect to nobody. So Black Lives Matter to who? Because all we doing is scamming our own people. Cancel corporate debt. All that goofy stuff. It's like, man, you on this earth plane, so you ain't going to have no contract. So what? That clearly, you talking to somebody that live in a shelter or the YMCA. Clearly. Clearly. You got to be, because this is asinine. Got to tell you, you don't have to have an operator's license. Man, I don't want to get in no vehicle with no Negro without no operator's license and no auto insurance. I don't give a fuck what you doing. As soon as I see that dude, I'm not, never, no way. You do what the hell you want to do. I'm not fucking with you. I'm not putting my family in there, my wife, my sister, myself. I buy with that dumb shit. Oh, I ain't got caught yet. I know you. Say it again. I ain't got caught yet. I know. I know you ain't got caught yet. Yet. We don't do nothing against the law. How you gonna be a babe? That stuff be crazy. And don't understand restrictions in law. You just gonna do your own thing, huh? Because we don't arbitrarily explain the law. That's the problem with these people. They out here acting like they can make something. I said, dude, you can't make nothing. We ain't here to overthrow no government. We ain't here to make no own constitution. I don't know what these Negroes talking about. That's just a fact, man. So Black Lives Matter to who? I told y'all the black codes. I told y'all how we couldn't worship together. I broke that down. No master shall oblige or even suffer his Negro or Negroes to work on Lord's day. He shall permit or oblige them to attend at some time in the day for instruction in the Christian religion. And which is the Protestant ministers. I showed y'all the Protestant ministers. That's that slavery Christianity. I showed you that in the other book. The ministers or ministers shall on all occasions, tell you what to do. No person of color, whether free, no person of color. Brian, what did I just put on page 63? A Charles A. Wiseman book that I put in our class and our student text stream. What did I just put on there, Brian? When I told y'all, you can identify the bullshit, what the Europeans saying, the stuff that they study in Harvard, law, all these books, everybody just be making up stuff. What we did with the law, what did it say, Brian? He said, hey, Isis, look, this noble said on here, listen, he finna crack up, not crack up, but listen. He said, Keenan Marcus said, I got a best friend who is a Moor, is homeless right now, following that same Marley you speaking of. Thank you. Noble. Hey, you ain't even gotta say nothing. I know a plethora of them goofy niggas. And I call them exactly what it is. When I say a plethora, I'm in Arizona. See, they be shaking like Don Knotts when they come out here. I told y'all, listen, man, look, I'm gonna be 100 with y'all. A couple of my professors at GCU is what y'all want to be using catchphrase, referees, judges out here in Arizona. I told y'all I'd be showing y'all this book. This morning came out here. I call that nigga Squirrel Head. Out here shaking like Don Knotts. Every time when it used to be some so-called more on the docket, I used to show up, sit right there with my feds on, everything. They be turning around looking. I know one more came out here. The judge told him, take that hat off. I almost spit my juice out. Take your hat off. And he did that. I got pictures with the judge. He said, these people don't even know the law. They see you there, sit with the feds. I said, you can wear your feds in court, in military, and on a job. If you work with heavy machinery, they just don't want you to wear the tassel. And I hope you know the precedent in the law to prove it. If not, that's you. They don't tell the Muslim to take off his kufi, or the Indian to take off his turban, or the goddamn European Jew to take off his or her yarmulke. Nope. Then these more get all this criminal stuff, be losing shit, and they'll not talk about it. They act like they don't know what I be talking about. I say, yeah, because it's them. They know not to come to me with that shit. I asked these Moors, you got everything, and then all of a sudden you came into science and you done lost everything? like make it make sense. They be mad. Going with that shit. That's that Negro stuff. I show you, I use what the European, I got all Charles A. Wiseman's literature, all his books, all the stuff that the Europeans be studying. I'm telling you, matter of factual. I know this shit like the back of my head. When we talk about the European know us so much because they study us, I know the European because I studied them to a T, and the law, and the Constitution. I got the same education and more than them. Just like I showed y'all Angelo Solomon yesterday, one of the first Moorish Masons that I'm their fucking teacher. They sons of Muslims. I keep telling y'all, the European is not the joke of masonry. The Negro is. These is keys. If you don't believe me, I don't get no disrespect. I don't teach no fake law history. Only people that get hustled is people that want to get hustled. And it's a whole bunch of them. No person of color, whether free or slave. So when the Moors be like, they a Freemason, what you mean? That's clandestine. So you a Prince Hall Mason. You have a shirt on that say, in memory of Haram Abiff. If you a Prince Hall Masonry, that means you have a potentate. I mean, come on, you're going against the science. It don't even make sense. And they confuse the teachers. Come on, man. The European know about what is it? Atlantis of latter days, which really ain't nothing but the Osiris mysteries. And a lot of that higher masonry and higher that science, most NBCs don't know. But it's really nothing but the Osiris mysteries. The European know that he or she is a son of Muslims. They know this. But we don't want to be initiated. But no person of color, whether free or slave, shall be allowed to preach, to exhort, or join in any religious exercise with any persons of color. So that means with no people like you, you can't do what we doing. And look, and people be always talking about this and that and the other. Man, look what social media is allowing us to do. Our network's supposed to be our net worth. We're supposed to be doing business. People are supposed to be getting the literature, be coming to the classes, everything. Because we weren't even allowed to do this together. And look what the world has allowed us to do. Don't use this for dumb stuff. This is a beautiful tool. People talk about, oh, I want to go to a university, and you can go to the university online, and you can sit in the comforts of your home. Come on, that don't even make sense. And you talk about technology is not good? Please, in this context, it's a beautiful tool. But no persons with any persons of color, either free or slave, there being more than 7 persons of color present. So you couldn't be around more than 7 persons of color speaking like I'm speaking if you black. If you black. If you black. If you black. What Charles A. Wiseman said in the Constitution, it's in there. I don't know what people be talking about. Oh, I'm black, I'm black. Oh, yeah, okay. Black, according to science and law, equals what? Silvio mortis. Always will, always be. They're either being free or slave. There being more than 7 persons of color present. They shall first obtain a written certificate from three ordained ministers of the gospel of their own order, licensed not to be for a longer term than 6 months, and to be revocable at any time. So they saying you got to get your license from no disrespect, a European Protestant for 3 of them, and for only 6 months. And what they saying is they can revoke your license when they fucking want to. Yeah. Listen to business and commerce. Whereas many persons purchase provisions and other commodities from slaves, by which the owners of such slaves are, and may continue to be great, suffer to such anyone practice continue. So what they saying, yeah, I'm putting this in out. So what they saying, you can own nothing. Prohibit you from trading everything, having firearms, stores, all that stuff. And I don't want to read all the laws because there's too many. Right? It's too many, man. It's too many. But we gonna operate like that, huh? And still call yourself a Negro. It was published in 1960. Listen in here, man, how they knew who you are. And we always, misnomer black people, always want to argue about, how can I say, semantics. First known use of Negroes as name for slaves. And then Azurara, Azurara, and Catamosto used Negroes for African American slaves from below Senegal. But listen to this. No longer use Moors or Azinguis, but Negroes. So they knew this, and this was in the 60s. This was written back in the 60s. No longer use Moors. And y'all know in Zoom of the Nation, how all the politicians say, what should we call them? This month we'll call them this. This month we'll call them that. They know. And I ain't gonna stay all in that. But I just wanted to show y'all something. Well, I think they power wash. I think they I'm telling y'all, man. I'm gonna leave y'all with a little science as I close. Cause I got to close with a little bit of the science. I want to get too technical, man. Let me see. I got to speed up this song. right, here I go. Now I'm gonna give y'all some additional questions. Additional questions on the prophet. I hope y'all hear, because this ain't nothing but little elementary wisdom. Moors and Masonry, a Muslim, and an Asiatic account. What is our mission? What is the prophet mission? And it was to save as many Asiatics as he could and as I could during the age of grace. But we're talking about the prophet's time. When did grace period start? 1913. When did it end? 2001 CE. How did our prophet travel? How do I travel? Everyone should know this. My mufti should know this. How did our prophet travel? What is our logo? That's why I be laughing. By the compass and the square. He used the compass to keep all the cardinal desires under control, picked up the square to straighten out all the crooked places of the fall of humanity, to make the corners of our conduct square. Just like our Moorish Quran, chapter 5. How did our prophet once travel? Through the Masonic order, until I became a noble. The same way you traveling. And we enter Islam that same way. I hope y'all following me. Who represented Islam in the West? 1912, it was our prophet. How did our prophet enter the shrine? How did I enter the shrine? How are my muftis and how you would enter the shrine? Because we must be initiated. We initiated through Islam. Understand what I'm saying? Now, does this mean Moorish Americans should seek to become Masons and Shriners? No. There's no longer any need. Because the prophet, because myself as a divine map and a guide, I gave you the 32 and 33 degrees in your divine instruction number 2. And I continue to illuminate and initiate. You got all this elementary wisdom when we place the turban and the mithra, which is the turban. The turban should symbolize a understanding of spiritual wisdom. When we place that on your captive, which is your crown, and gave you the science, because my brothers are initiated. That's why nobody can play with this. That's why when they say, who sent you? Who among the highest of Rome entered Islam by practice? Masons. What degree? 32 and 33 degrees. 32 and 33 degrees, y'all, ain't nothing but in meteorology when water freezes. That's snowman wisdom. Y'all ever heard of Frosty the Snowman? That's what that is. Snowman wisdom. Y'all hear me? Y'all listen loud and clear? Snowman wisdom. Snowman wisdom. What's the secret word that all Masons say? Anybody know? Because it ain't no secret with me. I hope y'all should know. Y'all say it all the time. Anybody know? Cleaning that.
Let's see how big
Because I told you to. Yeah.
that's their shit.
What's the secret password, y'all? Do y'all know? You know it. Yes, you do. We say it all the time after we pray. Anybody know? What's the when they get to the so-called 32 degree? What's they password? Because they was you gotta understand. I don't want to give all the clues away, but you gotta understand. Do anybody know? Come on, y'all. Talk to me. Talk to me. Anybody know? Anybody know the secret password? Come on, man. Y'all gotta know the secret password. Anybody? And I won't even call it secret. I won't even call it secret. I call it sacred. Anybody know the sacred password? Come on, nobles. Say yes, no, maybe, or I don't know. Anybody. Anybody. Anybody can give me the answer. Any of my muftis that's on IG on our temple page, y'all know? I know y'all know. Anybody? Yes, sir. Nope. It ain't even that complex. No Mamato. It's very simple. Like I said, a lot of stuff is elementary wisdom that a lot of people be thinking so heavy. And it's not heavy. That's why I said it's the elementary wisdom. That's why I say in academia. Yeah. Yeah, come on, Islam Solomon. Islam Solomon. Assalamu alaikum. And what happens? A Mason bows on his knees to Islam and proclaims that Allah is God, becoming a practicing Muslim. Aha! You ain't know that, did you? I promise you this. I promise you this. Islam Solomon. Why are the Shriners considered the joke of masonry? This ain't me. You know. Because they left Christianity to practice their religion other than that of their forefathers' religion, while still living in a Christian country, per se. That's why the analogy that we always should be able to study under our own vine and fig tree. That's why the analogy the lion and lamb can lie down at night and wake up in the morning and no one would be harmed. That's why I'm proud to be an American. What type of American? A Moorish American, because at least I know I'm free. And I stand up for the grace of God. Real shit. Ain't no other place I'd rather be, man. This is the only place you can come have nothing. I'm talking about have not a slug. A person to send their kids over here on a boat with some drawers. And then they be owning everything. And you telling me you don't want to be here? Shit. When you can use your mind to create? Man, please. I love being an American. I'm a Moorish American. I ain't no slave. My family was born in America. That's what makes me a Moorish American. We got Moroccan, African descent, but I'm an American. And what exactly is the Al-Islam religion that Masons proclaim and practice? The name issues principles of Arabian mixed with a select version of the faith of the Qurayshite, the Moor Muhammad. That's why they wear the fez and clandestine. There's no secret. That's why they have Arabia, Al-Islam, Mecca, all that on it. When you see J. Edgar Hoover, all the fucking presidents I show you, all of them, all of them, all of them, all of them. Is the Arabian Al-Islam our religion? No. What is our religion? Damn right. Islamism. What is Islamism? The religion of our forefathers. And then they was like, can I be specific? Absolutely. How does it differ from the Al-Islam per se? Well, Islam is universal law in harmony with self, resulting in peace. That's why I always like to say peace, 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 because it's a vibration. It's a synchronicity. That's the science we under, the science and study of self-mastery, that Allah and man are one. Al-Islam being the Arabic for peace, which was perfected by Muhammad into course in Arabic, and has since, unlike Islamism, that our Prophet Noble Drew Ali brought to us Moorish Americans, has been viewed by the world much like Catholicism or catechism, that the premise is to serve a God which exists outside of man himself. And that's true shirk. Real talk. Islamism, as the old time religion of the ancient Egyptian mystery systems, meaning to up secure, which is to know thyself. Tuipsescire. Know thyself. So can a Moorish American be a Mason also? Come on, let's talk about it. Because if he's a Mason, he already got a fez. And his fez is defiled. And his tassel is pinned down. And they don't have the circle breed holes on it. It has pentagram. And it's a little bit shorter. The tassel is pinned down because they're not 360 degrees. Our tassel never is pinned down because we are 360 degrees. And you aspire to be more. You aspire to be 720, which is the sum total of both material and spiritual. And that's why you must master the higher self. Know thyself. That's what the C. Freeman L. chart is all about. That's what the so-called Baphomet chart is all about. Hell no, you can't be. There's no reason. Not a true faithful Moorish American. You got to understand the history of the Moorish and the Moorish dance. I show all this stuff with what they didn't teach you in history class. Many groups adopted it. There's no secret. There's no mystery. What form of Islam do Moorish Americans adhere to? What form of Islam do Moorish Americans adhere to? That's why I always tell Moors the divine come first. They missing keys. So how can somebody be a sheikh? Because the sheikh should be a divine minister, a Sufi, a tasawwuf, a rabbi, a shaman, a teacher. Islam, Maso. What is Sufi teachings? But what is Sufi teachings? What is the Sufi teachings? But what is the Sufi teachings? But what does the Sufi teachings consist of? Because we can give generalities when we answer questions. So if we was in academia, I'll say, yes, you got the answer. That's great. But now put it in a capstone. That's right. That's right, Noble Maso. That's one of my muftis, Noble Maso. Noble Solomon is on here too. Islam to my muftis. But yes, understanding that man and God is one. That's right. Absolutely. Understanding that man and God is one. And how is it proven? It's in your Quran. Do we know what surah or what verse? It's in the Quran. It's in the Holy Quran. It's in the Holy Quran. Do you know what surah and what verse? Do anybody? Do anybody know what surah and what verse? So you have things written down you can know. Just like my new book, the Al Salat. You got to get it with people that do things traditionally. And I say, well, let's deal with your Quran that you love. And then they be like, oh, well, can I talk to you in private? No, no, you can't talk to me in private because it ain't in there. And everything I'm telling you is in there because I know you haven't studied it. So now what? Because I don't have a problem with a religious person doing whatever they five salats, but you damn sure can't tell me what the text say, what your text say, or what's for the master and what's for the slave. You damn sure can't tell me that because I know it's in there, and most Moors or my Islam brothers ain't studied it. Just like my Christian brothers and my Hebrew Israelites just be mad. I told y'all, man, these old scholars, man, from years ago that wrote literature that always ask religious people our own color questions and, well, if it's this, well, what about this? And they get mad. And I say, if you're going to say this is the word of God, you can't compare it and contrast. It's like the story of Gilgamesh. When people talk about the flood story, okay, well, in the Bible, the flood story is you can get the story, the epics of Gilgamesh. Same shit. Hmm. So what I'm saying is, all my muftis, all the wisdom that you have, and to cross reference, like I use things for study, and what we do in our community, we tear other scholars down. I don't. I respect the wisdom because I don't care how it made you crazy or all the good things you've done or how a person accused or whatever, that you can't disrespect the wisdom. Now, they personal things, yeah, you got to pay for that shit. But I guarantee you, a lot of individuals, Moors, Hebrew Israelites, Al Islam Muslims, they are not going to sit down in the study group, which we're supposed to, and get on the same level. Because they all have a mission, and it's religious dogma, and that's what separates us. And so when you can get documents and compare and contrast, like the documents I just sent my muftis, those documents, you have to get things and compare and contrast. I know a lot of people, like, man, I know so many different brothers and groups like Nuwabians and things. Like when they talk about Dr. York, a lot of the science, that man wasn't an idiot. That man was not an idiot. All that work that man did and the movement he did, I ain't now all the other shit. I tell people, have you seen the case? I've seen the case. I looked at the case. This case is crazy, but I don't deal with public opinion. But I'm talking about the work, and yeah, a lot of people will put themselves in it, but the work, the literature, the documents, will anoint all these Europeans that done did all these atrocities, all these Europeans that done did this and genocide and all this and wrote books. We'll buy them and do all this. But look, man, the literature speaks for itself. There's a lot of literature like he got literature like, what is it? Questions to ask the Hebrew Israelite, questions to ask the Christian, right? And so I said, we're not going to use things to compare and contrast. You should. So back to the subject at hand. It's in Surah 2, verse 31 and 34. Who built the holy city of Mecca? Moabites. Where is the holy city of Mecca? On the land of the ancient Moorish, Moabites, and Canaanites. On the landmass of the holy city of Mecca. North America, the 42nd parallel. How do we know this truth? Because I just told you where the holy city of Mecca is. And read your holy Quran and see your circle 7. Other evidence is you got to consider who and by what names throughout the Moors' astrological account who the ancient Canaanites were. So when I started giving you names and how names were changed in history, which I tell people, which that'd be one of the first things you do, you can catch things. You can catch things because you are a student. So what were they ancient Canaanites were? What are some of the names? Phoenicium, Phoenicium, Poenicium. What does Phoenicium mean? Carthaginian, Phoenician, around 800 and 146 BC, and the ancient Moorish kingdom of Carthage. And what is the modern name of this kingdom? Tunis. What document evidence can we find to show that Carthagin or Canaanite, America, Mecca, connected is by a certain deed? And what deed may that is? It's an ancient deed. The Carthagin Suphite, Hannibal Bey, the third generation of Empress Elizabeth, daughter of King Mudu I, and great-grandfather of Calaline, Mussolini general, Hannibal or Hannibal Bey. Bey is the ancient document by express. It's a lot of things that just plain. It's a lot of documents that you can, excuse me, that I give to a lot of my muftis. So when the flesh is gone, people will have it. And that's what we did, the work we did to convert it. What does the Moorish title and tribal name Bey mean? A title commonly given to superior military officers and distinguished foreigners in rank. It stands between Effendi and Pasha. It is now also applied to every Moor of gentle birth of the Bey tribe, also a hereditary title of reigning sovereigns, princes and princesses. What else? Lords of lords, given to the Moorish provincial governors, legatus, Augusti, Aga, or Tarushta, to further the common knowledge of Bey and of the course, the ruler of the land. What if the ancient Turkish and Persian forms of Bey? The Turkish is Bey, B-E-G, and Beglerbur. The Persian is B-A-I-G. What is the Moorish Latin, or Moorish Arabic, and Moorish Chinese spelling of Bey title? Is B-A with the hyphen like I. And according to Moorish customs, what is the title of Monish or Monish, M-O-N apostrophe S-H-E? It's also Munshi, M-U-N-S-H-I in Arabic, and Munshi or Munshi in Hindustan. It is the title given to masters, interpreters of teachers of languages. That's why I say when you have a specific skill, just like in the Zulu, when I talk about one of my elders, Credo Matua. Let me show you something. Hold on. I think I got him right here. I got my elder at. My elder Credo. My elder Credo. If I can find you, I can't find Credo. Yeah, I got you. And see, when you are able to teach the world, just like when I talk about David Icke. If y'all ever heard of David Icke, see, David Icke did a lot of interviews of Credo Matura, right? David Icke got rich as hell off interviewing him. He had to go in exile, and then they defiled a lot of the monuments, tried to put Christian things on it, but that's no here nor there. But when you have wisdom and education, you can go back and educate your people. That's a medicine man. That's a shaman. What is the science of the Moorish temple? It is a sanctum or sanctuary, consecrated, hallowed, sacred, inviolable, august, divine, and cast space, marked off in the sky, excuse me, or on earth for the observers, for the observation, excuse me, of omens and prophecy. What is the science of the word altar, as in temple? From the Moorish Latin word arai or ara. They say it's in Arabic, or in Arabic it's astr or astur, tanit or astart or astarti, the ancient Moorish goddess of the heavens and the moon, the crescent of Islam. So when I show my empresses that white fez with the gold tassel represent them, I hope you know what I'm talking about with that mundane ball, giving us the star constellations or astrology, aka the talesman. Thus the ancient Arabic scripts were and are star charts. This is what is meant by we shall look for a sign from Allah, bringing us to the book of Genesis or genealogy, birth, DNA, RNA of the holy bibliography, the birth being associated with horoscopes, the eye or the scope of the horo or the horus, the hours, the surah or the surah of the Quran, the hours, the days, the years, the why, the I, the ye, the I, and the second ears. Follow me. Time of the seer, as in astrological book or the talesman. Thus the science of the world, the science of the word altar. You get it? You'll get it. Didn't our prophet Noble Ali, haven't I said it? The star and the crescent, not only upright, but placed it among the stars. Think about it. What's the principle of the national headdress of us Moorish Americans? The tarbouche, incorrectly named fez, and the mithra, the turban. Why or how is fez inaccurate when the prophet told us it was the fez? Well, fez, F-E-Z, is a European term. Just to be technical, but I'm with fez. I say fez. I don't have a problem with it. The Holy Prophet in his day had to use the English-speaking tools. That's why I say there's nothing wrong with it. We speak English because a lie is a lie. I don't care what language you use. So we can deal with common and generalities, but dealing with specifics and with the, how can I say, appellation, the root or the etymology, we can see where how words can be synonyms. But it's all good. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. Right? There's nothing wrong with it. People say this, not, and the other, but I get it. That's just for technical purposes. Right? I promise you that, because there's 99 names, beautiful names Allah, and whatever name that you give glory into that manifestation, it's all gravy. You know, if you speak it, that's great. If you understand it, that's even better. And I understand the text that says when time has come when every nation must worship under its own vine and fig tree, and every tongue must confess its own. I can be technical with that. And when I say every tongue must confess its own, now I can get technical with that. It ain't saying that you got to go around and speak Arabic and all that, but confess its own, a clear understanding, right, of who you are, a clear understanding and manifestation. That's all. Because I can show you in the text, it don't matter what language you speak. Remember that, without a doubt. We know Fez is the name of a religious city in Marrakesh. They like to say Morocco. Some say that's a misnomer. Okay. Also, Faz is a Moorish Arabic word written F-A-A apostrophe S-U-R-R-R-A-S, meaning back. of the head from Alphas or Alphas, the constellation of Ursa Minor. Why then is the Tarbouche or the Tarbouche referred to as a Fez? It's a twofold answer because Fez, F-E-Z, was the place some 200 plus years ago when this writing was written, where the Faz, Tarbouche, and the Sashisha were made into, a lot of times, just confusion. It's just what it is. It's no disrespect. That's why I ask all Moors, I hope we really know what we're doing and know about what your national headdress is. And why it's called a tarba or a tarbouche. You want to know why? It's shaped like the ancient planetary axis, the stabilizers, known to most as what? Pyramids, resembling a tunicate cone per se. Because some feds have the sharp cone where you see the misnomer clan, and I can show you in Spain where you see it was the black priest where that came from. They got statues there. It's just a fact. It's in J.A. Rogers' book, The 101 Amazing Facts About the Negro, if I'm not mistaken, or the 100 Amazing Facts. We got it. You can get it from us. Right? It was a symbol for the ancient Moorish ruling class of Lower Egypt and now the descendants. It is called the Tarba because its correct meaning is the crown of life. It's a crown of life. In those ancient times, the Tarba was known as the Dishret or the Dishrut. I might be pronouncing a little bit wrong. I had to ask my mom, am I pronouncing it right? But it's D-E-S-H-R-E-T. And where does the word tarbouche derive? Tarbouche, the Moorish Turkish, because of the SH sound, common in Turkish, Turkestani, coming from the Moorish, the Persian word sarpush with an S-A-R for a head covering. But the T-A-R-B derives from the Moorish, the Arabic word tarba, T-A-R-A-B-A, which is the amount or level a person is affected by something emotionally. There's a lot of stuff that you can know, you can put together. But just a little history where I say, man, we're not here to overthrow nothing. We're here for a clear understanding. What is the consecrated talisman? Do anybody know? I'm gonna give y'all some nuggets before I leave. Our class is getting ready to go privately on our Temple and School webpage, bbtsciencetemple.com. And I welcome you to be my private guest on Zoom. We don't ask much. But as I close, y'all, I'm gonna give y'all with a little bit of the consecrated talisman. That's why you want to know how to operate it, because the books are good, but then you want to know how to actually live here first, and then everything inside transfer outside. And that has to be activation and understanding how to activate it. Nothing wrong with having a map and a guide. That's the type of Islam we're under. But what is the consecrated talisman? It's the holy book of the Elementi and the Atamarium, thus being the law by which we live. Right? So some people like, is it the Book of Ages? A lot of these ancient books like that the European and a lot of European Masons have, and they hold it over people's face, but only the initiates have it. It got a lot to do with things. It got a lot to do with the geodetic survey and family, the Chronicle of the Moorish Empire, a lot of the blood rights. We talk about the holy appanage and the sovereign royal assent of Atamarium as a legal document. It's a lot of things that we don't know about. That's why I want us to be students. I'm telling y'all, man. We talk about economics and not just about money, because it's not just about money. And when you study it, you'll recognize that an economic system at its base or at its core is not just people. It's the nature of the relationship between the people. Think about that. That's what something my dad said. He was like, you doing all this work and you be on a college campus and that type of return you get, it got to be the relationship. Because what I'm offering with my people and what I get paid for is like pennies to a dollar. And that's how I want it. I don't do it vice versa, like no disrespect, like a European Jew. No disrespect, because their culture is to attack people outside of their culture, and like ourselves. So I take the analogy and say, I provide this information, this wisdom, and the literature converted to PDFs so you can print them and bind them. It got to be the relationship between the people. Because a lot of people can like and follow, but likes and follow don't mean nothing. Like you can have 1,000 people following you and nobody will give donations, nobody will come to class, and then you can go on campus and do the same thing and have that many people and a different return. And so what I ask people, you will let your own brother sink, and I'm not saying I'm sinking, I'm just giving an analogy, that'll come no matter how many or how small it is. It's not worth no value. And that's all I ask people, like, what's valuable to us? And we devalue the wisdom, we devalue the teachers, but other cultures don't. That's what I'm saying. We devalue ourselves. And this is what we want to learn to. We should never treat this like something, or well, when I do this, no disrespect to no one. I just got to be honest. I know men been following me for years. And it's been years. A man hit me up with like, man, when I get my money right, I'm going to be a student. Man, this man been following me for years. I got to start singing that song. What's that Kanye song? Wait till I give my money right. I'm like, damn. I'm like, this, what we doing, it's not no whole bunch of money. I can promise you that. It's just what are you willing to sacrifice? And does it mean something to you? Because the financial obligation is nothing. It's the systematic way we choose to relate one to the other that makes an economic system, not the money. Right? So look, so if it's not the absence of money which plagues us, what then is the presence of? Because that's the first thing people, that grown men, say to me, when I get my money right, I'll do this. Okay, so absence of money, then what? If you get money, say you got money for this, would you give it for this? Because we could get 10 people, and I guarantee you, it's gonna be somebody in there and be like, oh damn, and say, but off top, we giving you money for this. That's why I say it ain't about the money. That's why I say you don't have to have money in order to have an economic system. When I talk about the root, that's why we fail to understand this, because we don't know ourselves. When I talk about man, know thyself in Allah, verse span to secure et elut. Of what I'm speaking, by the way, goes far beyond even the idea of when I talk about bartering. Man, we won't even barter. Like I said, here it is, we provide all these books and we're not even bartering. More to jump on your page, grown people and know what we do and act like a bump on the log. Oh, I'm gonna get with you when I do this. Ask a whole bunch of questions, but never do nothing. Grown people. That's why I ask all my muftis, write these people names down. Jump on their page. That's why I said we devalue our own selves. The European don't devalue this wisdom because they sons of Muslims. And ultimately, when we study economic system, we realize that it's based not just on people. Because here it is, people now. I don't care how much or how little. That's why I tell people, a few people that's on the same vibration can change the fucking atmosphere. A whole bunch of people pussyfooting together can do shit. I'd rather have 100 people that's on the same vibration than 1,000 people on that garbage. That's why I said, what's important to us? I ask that. Because if it ain't the money, then what? More sending me message, man. We've been grown men follow me for years, and I love the kind words. But I'll be like, man, come on, what are we waiting for? If it's the money, what's important? If this is so important to you, man, and then grown men be telling me they being taught by imposters, I'll be sharing this with my muftis on our mufti and our student text stream, showing what grown men be saying. So if I've been in the science for years, and I'm talking about I've been taught by imposters, what am I waiting for? I'm gonna continue to be taught by imposters, keep going to that bullshit. That's crazy as hell. I'm talking about relying. Just like if I operate with you and you cannot rely on me, then we cannot have an economic system, even though we have money. Just like vice versa. If we say we're going to do something and I can't rely on consistency, which I tell people it ain't about how much. Everybody be like, oh, when I get this, you ain't never get it right. Or I'm going to say when I save enough, you ain't going to never save it because you don't have a habit of doing it. People must trust, be reliable, be dependable, and have respect for each other. That's why a workman is due his hire. We the only people that disrespect each other. The only one that we would be doing the work that others do. You would go buy some water for $3 and your boy had that shit for $1.25. And then we'd go drive out and buy that shit. And I with complaining. That would be some trash. Cultural genocide. We do that dumb shit. And when they kind of have that kind of relationship, one to the other, they have an economic system and build and grow economically as a nation. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. I mean, come on, man. Yeah, that incense still burning. It's strong, making me cough like a rock. It gets strong, don't it? So what is a talisman? Yep, I got a couple more minutes. The law of one. The one truth incorporated into the sacred books of every religion for the purpose of being transmitted from generation to generation. The truth is the unity between man and Allah. It is the religion of Moors, dating back to the days of the Moorish pharaoh Akhenaten, Imhotep the Fourth, and Queen Nefertiti. What else is a talisman? A talisman is self, reflection, or self-examination, enshrined in the four primary laws. And they are Sikir, Ligrir, Odrir, Alquin, Selir, which is to know thyself, to will, to dare, and to keep silent. As this is the business of the conscious man, that she, that he, that applicant may master self. Right? right? Because what else is it all about? Come on, man, talk to me. What else is it all about, Morris? Why wouldn't you want to learn? What's the purpose of being here? Because we can deal with the truth. I don't need no whole bunch of fake paperwork to tell you what Morris doing, which is not even rational. And I'm gonna ask you why would you do a certain thing? We don't have to go, we don't even have to go deep with it. No man can nationalize you or denationalize you. It'll change you from the descendant nature of your foremothers and forefathers. A 1099 is not no trust fund at the end of the rainbow. It ain't nothing but a religious affidavit. Some goddamn CMB, Zodiac, whatever. That ain't no fucking get out of jail free card. I don't give a damn if you got some sundry more shit. That don't mean nothing. You still gonna go to jail. They're gonna think you retired. And then the ones that say they black, I show y'all what the law says. Forget all some more science shit. I don't give a damn about that. I don't need no book no more rule. I get they books. I showed y'all, all my members from the Europeans, I show it brightly. You want to be black, a Negro, there you go. What does it say in there? I showed them. I show you all these books by people telling you, why would you want to be a Negro? Why? Negro, black, color, all the same thing. Like, why? 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 And then when the Europeans write in books, which we won't get, and the books be old as hell, and only a scholar, or somebody that's introduced you to the wisdom that's there, and I say the European agree with me. I don't go against nothing. How would I know how to abide in the law if I don't know what the law consists of, and I can tell you out of my mouth in front of anybody, I don't give a damn who it is. I ain't no Negro, black, and color, and I'd be damned if you call me that. I'd be damned. I don't give a damn who you are. I'm gonna make that known off the top for the record. For the record, I'll operate on that. So why would anybody want to tell you that? And they say we black men, we know law. That's stupid as hell. According to science and law, black means deaf. So why would you say you black? I don't care how anybody dressed up. Because in the first century, black was not even used to describe ethnicity. I show y'all this. Anybody say black law dictionary this, they lying. It's a lie. Black in the first century was only used for theater. That black shit is bullshit. That's what black is. And I don't even have time to go out. I broke this down over and over. Black, we black. I showed you what that European Protestant Christianity shit is. We get all destroyed by our own people. And then when it comes to all them crazy ass religions, oh, this religion better. What, the Hebrew Israelite? Then you got the Christians. You got this. Then you got the goofy ass Moors. Then you got people that talk about they some Egyptologists that don't even know how to read Tenet. All these things, a person try to say you got to go to this. And when I teach you science, the real synchronicity of it, all is that at the triple rows. And you don't gravitate to one science where you miss the essence of the rest. If you understand more science, you would know this. You would know this because if you were under the right map and guide, which is a sheik and a divine minister, you would have already got the prereqs. You would know clearly, with clear understanding, that the divine comes first. If not, then we chose to be misguided. We choose to be misguided as adults because everything I'm telling you, you can fact check. A European politician or in-law, lawyer, whatever, goddamn prosecutor, attorney, sit right here next to me and be like, well, yeah. Like, yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Because they have to. So why do we get caught up in misguidance? Why? I ask every more of this every time when I say, Coming to the science, what do you think that means? Somebody asked me, what do Moors think? A lot of Moors think they can come to the science and they're gonna magically turn to an Autobot. And he gonna magically get something. And just like the Moor said on here, he was like, Sheik, you're not lying, because one of his friends did some of that stuff and he said his boy homeless. And then I'm telling y'all, man, these Moors be squatting in houses, man, listen, and they don't tell y'all the truth. And I'm connected so far, man. Listen, let me show y'all some real law. Now, in Florida, right? I know some Moors in Florida. Watch this. And I ain't even gonna say the people who they are, because I don't know if they be trying to look on my page still, but if they on here, they know exactly what I'm talking about. They ass. So one day, me and my sister here chilling. I'm like, I'm about to show you something. When people be thinking they can squat, and they be using this dumb shit and don't understand processes and laws and things, thinking they can just get some paper and boom, 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 and do some dumb shit and don't know who owned nothing and don't, there's a whole bunch of dumb shit. But make a long story short. So in the state of Florida, whatever you want to call it, squatters have no rights. What I mean. So you think you can just pop up in somebody's house, right? Say my sister owned the crib. Say she out of town. Now, if you squat in the house and they can't find you, or whatever, it's gonna be hard. It's a whole nother process. But if you squatting in my house, I own it. The property tax is on, and you talking about, oh, you just found it. I don't have to get no goddamn one. The dumbass attorney is gonna play dumb because he want to get you caught up in court. See, that's a tactic. He gonna have you try to get some goddamn sign some contract with some a renter what it's called. You got a renter's eviction. But you don't have no contract with this goofy motherfucker, no renter's contract. So they done got you in the motherfucking false contract off the top because you don't know. So right there, your lack of knowing and this motherfucker pretending like they don't know done got you all fucked up. You don't have no contract with this clown. That's breaking and entering. So that's a whole nother issue. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I know. I'll show you Morris. And I ain't gonna say I call this person squirrel head too, because they ran to China, squatted in the empress house, Asiatic empress. I be showing y'all this stuff. These people it's clown shit, and it ain't just one. It's a plethora. Some of them out in China, they used to have videos riding on the bike, talking about these are Moorish American plates. And then here it is, you got Negroes in the States talking about some tribal plate. And I said, what tribe ride around with a tribal plate? And then you got some goofy ass Negroes talking about this day national plate. Well, foreign national. Foreign national is from somewhere else. You ain't even left your city. And they happy with that? Man, I don't got no time to playing around no dumbass games. And then some goddamn fake ass international traveler ID. Like, why do we think? Because I can teach you about some real stuff, but I'm not. Because this shit became crazy. And just like I'm on here talking, what I know, and I'm always transparent, everybody else is on here. Powers that be, anything, they can do this if they want to. I know them all out here. That's why I be laughing. That's why I said, you just ain't got caught yet. And I said, y'all on the internet, you giving the police all the information. Y'all talk about the rappers, these grown-ass men. Don't y'all know what mail fraud is? That's a federal case. I know too many more got caught up like that out here in Arizona. Oh, send it to the provost marshal. Do all this shit. Do motherfucker with shit running. I'm laughing like a motherfucker. I said, man, all y'all going to jail. I said, every last one of y'all. What happened? Oh, man, yeah, goddamn feds on the ass. We under some special goddamn law. Send some paperwork to the provost marshal, and you don't know you in the right to work state. Your goofy ass get walked out your job. Don't know why. Talk about you finna overthrow some government, nigga. Who the hell you think you are? You in the right to work state. Y'all don't know that? You don't know if you're. Come on. I started name dropping Negroes got walked out their job looking stupid as hell. And she, what they be saying? What's the catchphrase they say? Damn, what's the catchphrase they'll say? I can't even come up with the dumbass catchphrase. It'll come to me. It'll come to me. I have to show my sister them. I had some dumbass Moors hit me up one day, and then I'll be posting they dumb shit. Hey, we stuck out here in Arizona at the park by our black friends. We shouldn't have came out here. I say, well, hell no, you shouldn't have came out here. You don't even know me. And then I blast they goofy ass out. That dumb shit. Like, come on, man. We only try to hustle our own people with some Moorish American consulate. We are there nationalized people, some other people. We are there nationalized people under some Moorish American consulate. What fucking Moorish American consulate? I'll wait. What Moorish American consulate? I'll wait. Ain't none. Can nobody nationalize you or denationalize you? That could change you from the descendant nature of your foremothers and forefathers. Only thing they ask can make you a Freemason or a religious Negro. I teach you the science. We a tribe. You proclaim, declare, have due process. I taught the science yesterday, and in order to be a part of a tribe, that tribe have to accept you. That's what that shit is. That's initiation. That's tribal laws. The laws say that the religious right of indigenous people, what we have the right to do, have our tribal laws, have our tribal leader, per se. Keep our culture, our education, our books. Use all platforms to do what we're doing lawfully. The religious rights of indigenous people, Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15, SF 181 form, House Joint Resolution 75. All these rights that we have, all the work that the prophet did, that the temple done, the house and the furniture is in there. All we have to do, like righteous nobles like yourselves, that's my mutis and others, that will, all they got to do is willing to learn and be attentive. The financial obligation ain't shit. And we walk in synchronicity, and we can correct not only ourselves, but all those that Moors like to say they're imposters. And you can build the wall around that phony shit. It's that simple, because more science is for the family. No way can a whole bunch of grown people be confused today, and I'm right here. How? How can you be confused on something? If anybody's selling you some dumbass package, you got to know that's some fucking fraud. But no, Moors don't want to be honest. And it'd be Moors on here who bought packages. And I'd say a fucking package to do what? To get your head bust wide open? Oh, I claim my nationality. I said, who you claim your nationality with? Some Joe Blow on the internet. So you gave Joe Blow your information, your social security number, all that, for some fucking cosmetics, huh? So where the literature? Where you going to class at? This is your tribal ID. Where you going to class at? Who you studying with? What literature? What science do you know? None. It ain't no temple in my city. So if it ain't no temple in your city, and you didn't seek out a sheet on the internet, or how you on the Instagram like you on here now, to be smart like a student or any other college student that to go to school online, but you would seek out some nigga to make you a fucking piece of ID. That shit is dumb as hell. That's dumb. And then be defending that shit. Oh, this is my tribal ID. Where you get ready to go with that shit? Ain't no way in hell you had. I would even had the audacity to pull that shit out, talking about this my fucking international travel ID. Why would I want to do that? Tell me why. Tell me why. Because you gotta be confused. So what tribe you part of? I'm a Moorish American. That ain't no fucking tribe. Motherfucker got the counter might be a Moorish American. They be like, well, I'm a Moorish American. Oh, for real? Yeah. Well, what tribe you part of? I met this girl on the internet and she made this for me. Yeah. Get this stuff. This is my tribal ID. Or your tribe. It's a whole bunch of people that they solicited and got all these misnomer black people. But what tribe? You don't want to. The shit be crazy. And I understand what we doing, but like I said, it got to be a better way. And a lot of that stuff we should not want to do. Because why would you want an international travel ID and you ain't international? You ain't never left nowhere. Why would you need that? Why would you need an internet? Because I can break some shit down and show you, but I'm not. I'll do this privately. Because it'll be a 1.2 second and that shit'll be done. Done. And everybody that's doing that shit, would have to sit on their hands or bite them shits off. Easily. It wouldn't even take a second. Everybody knows. I don't care if you're a woman or man. Do talk about you got some goddamn prisoner of war paperwork, all that shit. And I'm telling you, and y'all should know this. But what do? We do that dumb shit. I break 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment down and show you how people be lying to you. Talking about they can do this and do that. Like, how? How, Morris? This should be to the heart, to every Moor that's out here that got hustled. Huh? From everybody that talk about, they can nationalize you or denationalize you. So they gonna change you from the descendant nature of your foremothers and your forefathers, huh? That's what they gonna do. Somebody gonna make you some ID and you gonna magically change, huh? And all the shit that you did, then you gonna start picking up books talking about you finna cancel some corporate contract, huh? See? And you finna turn in your driver's license, and you finna put a motherfucking what they call it, IC, is a goddamn Morse travel plate or international. I don't know what the fuck. I don't get it, man. I really don't. So where did all this stuff come from? Like I'm saying, ain't no European did this to us. See, I done broke down all levels of cultural genocide. I done broke it down from rap to us killing each other, to Moors trying to act like this is the religion and don't understand God and man is one, to that Negro, black, and color stuff, and you not Negro, black, and color. No way. Then I showed y'all what the Europeans use all in Harvard, the constitutional laws, when they be laughing at you, calling yourself black. According to science and law, means black means deaf. And all my movies, I sent y'all James Wiseman. What did it say on page 63? Black, you ain't do nothing. And that Negro, black, and color. Just like Mark Twain wrote when he was calling people Negro, black, and all that. And it was like people didn't like it. He said, well, I just call y'all asses slaves. Mean the same thing. Right? I'm telling you, man, it's a lot, but I can go so far with it, man. I mean, we can go so far with it, man, but like I said, man, I hope I hope Moors really come to learn and be attentive. Come to class. Because I ain't even, like I said, I'm just freestyling, pretty much. I really want you to come to class because our class is not going to be broadcasted on Instagram. Our Sunday school and our adapt class, we're not broadcasting that anymore on YouTube and Instagram. We're just doing it privately on Zoom, and everything will be uploaded on our Temple and School page, which is bbtsciencetemple.com. And I just jump on here on my free time and try to talk to the people, and try to have people support this. I mean, put your notifications on, spread the word, get some literature. Because I made the science plain enough for a child can understand it. I've gathered and compiled a plethora of books to make it plain. And the only people that get hustled is those that get hustled on my face or on your face. And that's where I leave it at, man. That's where I leave it at. It's a lot for us to learn. And nothing about us is bad. This is a resurrection. So if this is a resurrection, that means we're going back to something. And we're going back to something that who you are made. I don't make you nothing. I'm just a map and a guide. And there's nothing wrong with having a true map and a guide. Nothing at all. And that's the Islam that we're under. There should be no problem with the teachings. There should be no problem with us being attentive to it. Because if not, then what's valuable? If people say, "Oh man, when I get some money, I'm gonna do this." Okay, well, when do we ever get money? Because the financial gain that we ask for is nothing. And then a lot of the stuff, all a person got to do is be attentive and give a little. I give a lot. That'd be the crazy thing with my nobles and my muftis be saying. It's like, man, all the she do, like, you give a little, I give a lot. Why? Because when a person, if they're a map and a guide, they can do that. I don't have to go through nobody else to say, "Oh man, get this to this person," or and my muftis assist me, or this wisdom, this person needs to. Why? Because the source is right here. All clear understanding. I make it plain for a child can understand. That's why I say this more science can be looked up, how the temple is orchestrated. Everybody should have a clear idea of how the temple is set up, because I break it down clearly, and I break down what we're doing clearly, lawfully. Why wouldn't you want to learn? If not, it's the ego. It must. And we don't love ourselves. And so how can we really talk that stuff to the children? And we say we Moors and we do this, and it's easy to support, and we don't. How? So with that, man, I say I love y'all, man. I got a little work to do, but I really, really, really would like my people to be a little bit more attentive. I mean, get literature, put the notifications on. If you're on YouTube, we have a Temple and School page. On Instagram, it's called burningbushtabernacle.ts. Check out our Temple and School webpage. It's bbtsciencetemple.com. And I mean, my company, our company, mooreshaberdasher.com, where you can get all your Moorish American regalia and much, much more. And mypdfbooks.com, where you can get all PDF books. Download them on your tablet or go to Office Max and Staples, and they'll print it and bind them. And we have the books for a fraction of the price. If you don't have a Fez, you should. We have Fezes. Every Moor that's dealing with me that don't have a Fez, that be on people's page, "Oh, I need a Fez." I don't understand why you wouldn't get a Fez from us. We make them and they be beautiful. They with all the proper perforations for symbology. The $150 is nothing. You know? And we welcome you to be a student and come to class, man. So I give gratitude for everybody tuning in today. But like I said, with that being said, Morris, any questions? Any questions before I leave? I'll give y'all a couple seconds. I'm glad you put that insight out. That was good. But I mean, the truth will make us free, man. And the truth has no sides. We have to come to a clear understanding and use things to compare and contrast and teach. That's why I give the wisdom, not to agree, but to sit down as philosophers. And I guarantee you, if we're going down the same road of understanding and Allah's in our heart, we are going to get to the same place. That's why I said there's nothing wrong with what we're doing. Everybody is at their own pace. I just will hope we be attentive. A workman is due his hire. If it's no good, we wouldn't be here. And we should spread his message and spread the message. So with that being said, man, I love y'all, man. Peace, light, and illumination.